Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. Hey, Brannon Beliso here. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. Success never sleeps. I want to welcome everybody to the show. As you're coming aboard, please type into the comments your name, where you're tuning in from, the name of your school, and you'll be entered into a drawing. That's right. We are giving away a 30-minute financial consultation with LC Accounting. Thank you to our sponsor, LC Accounting. What a great time at the beginning of the year. A free 30-minute financial consultation with LC Accounting. She's my sister, my bookkeeper. She's helped us a lot with the PPP. We just found a new law that was passed that now forgives the EIDL, and that's very exciting. You know, a lot of people didn't understand that. I just want to start off with that before I thank my sponsors. So when this all started, the EIDL gave an advanced, right? They were granting out money. Now they granted up to $1,000 per employee. Okay, we had 10 employees because we laid off the other 30 due to the circumstances. So we got $10,000 in EID money. Now, at the bottom of this application, you could have checked the box asking for more money. The thing a lot of people didn't recognize was when you check that box, that additional money is an SBA loan. It is no longer part of that forgivable grant. Now, at the time, the EIDL wasn't even going to be forgiven. Okay, wasn't part of the equation. So we had the EIDL at 10 grand, right, as an advance against the PPP. This is the way it started. Then we got the PPP for both locations. Okay. And then once we got the PPP for both locations, they said, well, that EIDL has to be paid back as a loan. So we got it all set up and we're paying $500 a month. And then we just found out after 2 months of payment, the EIDL will now be forgiven. So not only did we get the first round, the first draw of the PPP totally forgiven, you know, which is a blessing, we just recently got the $10,000 forgiven. So we're going to get the $1,000 back we've paid in payments, plus it'll be forgiven. And we don't have to pay that $10K back. So I want you to be mindful of that when you're filling out these applications, what it is you're filling out. Because somebody was going back and forth with me at another page, and I was going, no. They will give you this grant, but if you check that box for more money, right, and you ask for additional money, that additional money is an SBA loan. You have to pay that back. That wasn't part of the equation. So be mindful when you're filling these out. Are you actually getting a grant, potential forgivable PPP loan, or are you actually taking out an SBA loan? If they have percentages and interest and terms on it, like 36 months or 48, I would be mindful that's probably some type of SBA loan. So I'm grateful to say thank you to LC Accounting that both PPPs were forgiven for each location through the first stimulus, as well as the $10,000 EIDL was just forgiven. And we have our applications currently filed for the second draw of the stimulus. So we're excited, and I'll let you know as soon as we get that. So as you're tuning in, say hi, folks. I love it. Hey, James Walker, Colorado Bushido Academy, Jason Smith, Disruptors, Believe Martial Arts in Chipley, Florida. Conrad, what's happening, sir? Respect Martial Arts, Agora Hills, California. Yeah, we love flashing people's names up there. And so you can stand up and be counted. Let people know you're in the house, in the house, in the house. Put it in, put it in, put it in, put it in. And we're also broadcasting this live at YouTube, right? We're at YouTube as well. Who shared this? Everybody that's here with us, please share this. And you'll be entered into that drawing to win that 30-minute consultation with LC Accounting. Much needed, something I'd encourage you to take advantage of. Cool? So let's start by thanking our sponsors. I want to thank My Studio, simply the best in CRM systems. You just had another update to the business app. You'll see updates coming out constantly. They sunk over $1 million into the product. They're expanding their team. I think they're putting another $2 million into it. It's an amazing product. You can get it for as inexpensive as $49. I think what's disruptive about My Studios, they shared with us, hey, you need an app-based, not desktop-based that you're trying to watch on a mobile device. No, you need an app-based platform where they built this CRM system similar to Shopify, similar to Salesforce. And Salesforce taught us a long time ago you don't need to pay any company several $100s a month for a CRM system. It's very basic. It processes his credit cards, it stores his credit card information, right? People can sign up for things, you track their attendance, you keep their data. It's very basic. It's a CRM system. So for you to pay a couple $100, I think you're being bamboozled, you're being hoodwinked, and make it a point to do your homework. Sensei Mish, what's happening? Maximum Martial Arts. Sensei Mish is up in Vancouver. We got Jim and Connie Ginter out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Maximum Martial Arts. As you come aboard, say hello. Say hello, say hello. Cool. Also want to thank Kids Love Life Skills. I dig it. We're taking our time. We're moving to a subscription-based model. We've updated all our materials. We've added social media posts. We've added instructor cues. We're adding new coloring sheets for the new artists. And we're really growing that because I truly have understand that life skills are it. And if you're not teaching life skills at a really high level, then you can't separate yourself from swimming, dance, gymnastics, little league, anything like that. And our goal is to really stand above. And most parents don't understand the differences between jujitsu, karate, kung fu, but they do get it. If you fulfill that need, you're teaching the type of life skills to help their child be a better version of themselves. And I really believe Kids Love Life Skills does that. Cool. And thank you also to LC Accounting. You need a bookkeeper? Look for my sister. She rocks it. She rocks it hard. CMAC School Canada is in the house. Yeah. Thank you, Canada. We got Canada. We got Focus Martial Arts out on the East Coast in Boston. Right? It's all good. All right, let's get into the show. Let's do this, K1. Give me the first question of the day. Russell, we have just been asked to do a 90-minute self-defense seminar for a group of 12 to 15-year-olds. What is your fee? I think it just depends, Russell. You know, if it's a corporate gig, like we were asked to do one at Facebook. I did a self-defense workshop at Facebook, and it was for a group of about 20 people. We did an hour and a half, and I think we charged $900. So do the math. What is that? $45 a person, something like that. Again, it just depends what your goal is. If you're trying to build relationships and somewhere down the road look for the potential of enrolling more students, then I would consider offering it free to the community. And why do I say that? Because, you know, it's short-sighted, right? I do this one self-defense workshop at $50 a person, hypothetically, right? Or let's a better number is 100. Just to me, $100 is nothing. So you do a 3-hour workshop for $100 a person. You have 30 people there times $100. What is that? $3,000. Great. But if charging $100 a person is only going to yield you 10 people, then you might say, well, you know, do I want to make $1,000 today? Or do I want to open this free to the community and do anywhere from 50 to 100 people with the potential that maybe 3 of them will sign up for a regular membership and look at the lifetime value of the average student, right? In most schools is what, $1,800, $2,000 because they're there for roughly 18 months. So do the math. 3 people at $2,000 is $6,000, right? If that's the average lifetime value of a student, rounding it off to 2K, right? The average lifetime of a student being in your school is valued at about $2,000, okay? And that's average. So I get 3 people to sign up out of the 50 that attended because it was a free event. 3 people at $2,000 a piece, that's $6,000. So what was more lucrative? Doing it for free and getting 50 people there, right? And signing up 3 whose lifetime value is probably going to be about $6,000 collectively, or charging $100 a person and getting only 10 people and you walk away with $1,000 and potentially no signups. Think about that. So I think it can go either way, Russell. It really comes down to what you value and what you're trying to achieve from this. And if I live from my why of living your best life, then of course, if I'm going to go to Facebook, which is about 40 minutes away from me, I don't believe I'm going to get students out of that. Facebook's a big corporation. So we walked and then we charged them well for that because there's really no return. There's no ROI on getting more students out of that, right? Unless Facebook goes right in my backyard. So that made sense. But if Facebook was like next door to me and all these people lived in the community here, I might look at that differently. I hope that helps you, Russell. Cool. Next question. Hey, this is from Robert. What are you guys using to disinfect your mat between classes and other cleaning procedures to keep members safe? Cool. All right, Robert. We're using a very simple solution: water mixed with pine sol. That's it. And we have one of those types of mops that you strap on. Looks like, a towel goes on the end of it. And we have one of those sprayers. It looks like those, insect sprayers, what they spray plants with and things like that. So in between classes, it doesn't require a lot. We just spray the mat slightly and we mop this thing over and it dries within 5 minutes. And it's just a simple solution of water with pine sol. Pine sol kills everything. It's been proven to kill 99.9% of the germs. So we go with the pine sol. The thing is, make sure not to soak it. You don't need to soak it. We're reading more and more data every day that COVID sits on metal. It can sit on metal for a couple of days, but COVID on something like a rubber mat or a piece of plastic, they're saying it can't live on it. Go figure. Go figure, but we still want to be mindful. So in between classes, we will do that. When somebody goes into the bathroom, same thing. We have Lysol, we use rags, we spray the high surface areas, the handle on the toilet, the faucets on the sink, the doorknobs, things like that. After every person uses the bathroom, that cleaning procedure has to happen. And then at the end of the night, we use an anti-static fogger, which has these tablets they use in food service and in the medical field. And you dissolve these tablets into this kind of like anti-static fogger, and we spray the whole school down at the end of the night. Again, looking at the metal areas, we're pretty thorough. And then last but not least, we have this 14-inch auto scrubber that you can get from Power Flight is the company. And look for a 14-inch auto scrubber. I just did a nice deep cleaning on some of the mats and this back area here. So all those things need to happen anyways. When you're working in a gym of any sort, you can get foot fungus. I mean, you can get scabies. There's so many things you can get anyways that if you're not, using a real good, clean, a process, a system of keeping that school clean, then you're going to miss somewhere along the line. People can get pink eye on your mat, especially if you're doing jujitsu. You got stinky, guys rolling on that mat, don't wash their uniform. That's funky, right? Well, spores could be growing on that uniform and everything. Make no mistake, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's there. So we should always have a really strong system for keeping your schools clean. We have a full-time janitor 7 days a week in San Francisco. In Millbury, because we don't have any indoor classes, we've opted not to do that. And now that San Francisco doesn't have indoor classes, we keep our janitor there because he's our main guy and we want to keep him on payroll. So we find a way to keep him busy. I hope that helps, sir. Let's see. Ivan, what's up, Ivan? What's happening, sir? Welcome, Letitia. Lots of people sitting there. Please say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Share this, and you could win a free phone consultation with LC Accounting. All right, that's what we're giving away today. Next question. And if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the right too. All right, feel free. Yep, 30 minutes of consultation with LC Accounting. Get it. All right, next question. I'm in South Florida. What are the average monthly rates to charge students for martial arts classes? I think that requires a demographic study, Danny, and I'm going to tell you why, right? I guarantee you my rent here in San Francisco, 3,700 square feet, $12,000. Millbrae, 3,700 square feet, $15,000. So my rent's already, I bet, much different than yours in Florida. I have a home, occupies a 6,000 square foot lot. The home itself only occupies about 2,500 square feet. It just got appraised at $2 million. You know what $2 million would buy me in Florida? Probably a mansion with a pool, a basketball court, and so much more. So again, I think it's relative, right? You have to do a demographic study and see what your community supports. If you're a high-end community, of course, you can charge over $200 a month. Low-end communities, 99 to 100. So I think that's a question that needs to be answered based upon a demographic study. What's the average household income, right, in your community? How many of those own a home? How many of those are family, right? What's their combined average household income? It really, really depends. It really depends. So I want to be mindful of that and be careful because I hear marketers will say that. They'll go, well, the price of a McDonald's hamburger is the same amount in San Francisco as it is in Oklahoma. That's $1.50 hamburger. We're talking about an extracurricular activity called the martial arts that people do not absolutely need. We know they need it, but people may look at it as extracurricular activity. So for you to charge an outrageous amount in a community that can't support it financially, you just outprice yourself, right? So that may not make a lot of sense. So I want you to think about that. And that's why you witness in some of the most impoverished communities, we have low end fast food chains, right? Here in America, I know that in some of the more impoverished neighborhoods, you'll see a lot of McDonald's and Burger Kings and Taco Bells and things like that because that food is cost effective in those neighborhoods. You won't see things like a Whole Food or an expensive organic vegetable stand. You just don't. But on every other corner, you'll see some fast food chain. So again, it's being mindful of that, right? So when you ask me that question, I think it's kind of a loaded gun. You've really got to do your homework, study your demographic, but do not underprice yourself. People are all the time going, well, the guy down the road's $100, so I'm going to be 90. Value yourself because people will pay for value if they find value in that relationship that you're creating. So if you give a lot of value, people will happily pay you for it. Happily. I know a guy, Jeff Cork, who has $1 million school in a very small town, but people in that community see what he does of value, of great value. So they're willing to pay that money. Cool? Yeah. Yeah, see, Jason's saying it right there. Professor's absolutely right. I'm in Northwest Florida and my rent is $695 a month. Right now we're at $99. See, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense because you don't want to outprice yourself. Jason Horde right there, citydata.com is a good place to start. Good. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that, sir. The Crossroads of America. Jason's in Indianapolis. Yeah. Yannick, hello, Professor. 80% of my students are under 12 years old. No matter how much I invest in ads for teen students, I can only get a few. What would you suggest as a good marketing strategy? Well, I mean, we've all said that through our lives, right? Every martial arts school will tell you, Yannick, that getting teenage students is the most difficult, right? Because they're all the stuff. They're all into high school and SATs and planning for college, even from the time they come in at ninth grade. So we find the majority of our teenagers, guess what? They're kids that grew up here, right? Our black belt retention is really, really high, Yannick, and that's because they're all teenagers that grew up here. But honestly, getting new teenage students, we have a teen and adult class on Monday and Wednesday. Pre-pandemic, we'd be lucky if we had 10 or 15 people in it. So we just don't worry about that demographic. It's not a strong demographic for us. Kids and women, right? Because we cater to moms and women. So these moms do our fitness kickboxing. The kids do our excellent kids and youth karate programs. And those are our demographics, right? And they work well for us. So the teens we do promote to, if you're asking me, how should I do that? Promote to the teams, get them young. That's seriously. If you want teens, get them young. That's the best way because we've looked at everything from advertising in the yearbook to those calendars for the basketball team with the basketball schedule. We've looked at all those different things. And when the day's done, teens just aren't into it. We even did a teen dodgeball night, right? Where we tried to get the teens in there just to hang out and socialize. We fed them pizza and juice. They played dodgeball. They just hung out and played games on their phones and stuff. And it was very limited because it's just not a demographic that caters to the martial arts. There are not a lot of teenagers starting in the martial arts. There are those that grew up in it and are continuing to do it today. My son's going to be 13 this year, and he's done martial arts since he was 3, and he will continue to do it. So there is that. And like I said, we're top heavy in our black belts. They're all teenagers. But remember, they grew up here. So that would be my suggestion is keep advertising to the young ones and then spend all that time and effort creating better experiences. So when they earn a black belt, they don't want to quit in your school, Yannick. They want to continue, right? So create that great experience from black belt to first degree to second, create all these other opportunities in leadership to earn money, to work day camp, birthday parties, help assist in classes. All those other things should be put into place. But I don't spend a lot of time with it. Just like I don't spend a lot of time with, getting MMA fighters because that's not what we teach. So I would look at that, Yannick. 80% of your students are under 12 years old. 80%, Yannick. 80%. So I call that low-hanging fruit. I'd be focusing on that 80%, creating more in a class schedule for that 80%, advertising more in that 80%. You know why? That trains out of the station, sir. Right? And I've witnessed that when I work with school owners who go, hey, I've got this program with 5 people in it. I really want to grow it. And I go, well, what's your biggest program? This one? That's where I put my money. That's why I put the class scheduling. You know why? It has momentum. It's going to be a lot easier to grow that program with 80% in it than this program over here with 5 people. You feel me? I hope that helps. Jason, Maxim, Randy Reed. Yeah, Randy. Yeah, Randy. What's Randy's formula? Do you know what it is, Jim? Go ahead and put it in there. You got it, Yannick. Hey, what's up, Virginia? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cool. All right, next question. If you got a question, put it in the right-hand corner, please. I'd greatly appreciate that. If you're on here, share this video, and you'll automatically be entered into a digital drawing for a 30-minute financial consultation with Letitia at LC Accounting. How cool is that, right? Little different prize today. Thank you to our sponsor for donating that. So get signed up, right? I mean, share this. All right, next question. And for all the people, if you have questions on the right, put them in. We do have more questions to share. Go ahead, K1. Go to the next one. Sean, we're going to hold a We Love Our Parents or some creative name the week of Valentine's Day, where parents join a class with our 3 to 6-year-olds. What are some fun drills I can have them do? Wow. Wow, Sean. You know, I have a program called Excellent Kids. Ask Jason Smith. Virginia DeYoung uses it here. So does Marco Mazzola. And it's morphed. Our Excellent Kids class through the pandemic, because we're doing so much virtually and outdoors, our parents are in that class the whole 40 minutes. Before, they only came on the mat for 5 minutes. That's a done day, sir. That is a done day. Yeah, now they're on there the whole time, and we're never going to change that format because virtually the parent supports the child. Our outdoor classes, you know how much more manageable it is for the instructor when you've got the parent is the one supervising the child on the mat, and the parents are digging it. They're coming dressed, ready to work out. So anything of a fitness nature, Sean, right? Family jumping jacks, triangle eye, double high five with their kid, right? Triangle eye, double high five. Another one is partner push-ups. They go down, up, high five their kid, down, up, high five their kid. Another one is the parent does push-ups, the kid lays on their back. Another one is they do sit-ups and come up and high five. Another one is the kid lays on the parent's chest while the parent does sit-ups. You know, anything fun like that goes a long, long way. We love our red square target, Sean. You know, any combination drills we can do back and forth where we're developing teamwork. I hold this pad for the kid. He kicks it 10 times. Then he holds it for me. I kick it 10 times. Who's going to be the first one done? Right? The kids love our ninja star where the kid's there and I throw this pad at him. He's got to move sideways out of the way. Then the kid picks up the pad and throws it at their parent. The parent gets out of the way. That's a real popular one. They love that. Another one is where the parent holds the pad, gets down on one knee, and then when the kid kicks it, the parent has to be an Academy Award winner. The kid kicks the pad, the parent falls down, gets back up. Ooh, which parent's going to win the Academy Award? That's another great one. They love that a lot. Pad toss. I've tossed his pad to the kid. He punches back to me. How many times can he punch it right back to me? And I'm able to catch it. There's so many things you can do with this red scar target. We love it. Taking this pad and getting the kid to duck, getting the kid to jump, getting the kid to move to one side. They love that as well. Anything that creates quality family time is super powerful, Sean. Super powerful. And one that we do at the end, because we're giving out our life skills badges while we do this. Then we do the love badge at the end or the gratitude badge at the end. And we'll do, okay, give your parent the best hug in the world. All right, give him a tickling hug. Give him a kissing hug. Give him a laughing hug. Give him a rolling around on the floor hug. And people looked at me when I first introduced that, and my team's looking at me like, is he freaking nuts? But when the day's done, we're talking about that intimate moment of quality family time, quality family time. And it's so cool, right? So be mindful of that. Be mindful. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. No questions on the right. Oh, Jason Horde says he likes Journey Martial Arts website. Who did your website for you, Virginia? Put it in there. Put it in there. And if you have questions, folks, post them on the right. Post them on the right. I think that the most important thing, just to finish that up, Sean, is that anything you create, we're talking Disney, create memorable experiences. Don't sit there and go, we're going to try to get the parents to sign up for martial arts classes. Our whole goal is to sign up parents for martial arts classes. Stop it. Create memorable experiences, get them endeared to your culture and your tribe. And if and when that parent's ready to sign up, do it. Do it. At the end of those types of events, of course, we're going to offer the parents 1 free month of martial arts or fitness kickboxing. But don't put a timestamp on it. See, when we would do Mother's Day parties, right? These guys would sit and go, well, I always, offer something to the parents, but they don't sign up. You know why? Because on Mother's Day and Father's Day, what's right after that? Summertime. So you're telling me to sign up for 1 free month, but I have 30 days to sign up for it. I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing this summer. The kids are out. We got vacations. We got all these different things. So I find that 1 month you give to the parent is very effective if you don't put a deadline on it. Because then I'm going to bug you about it. Because I know you were at the mom party, right? Or the family fun day, as we call them. And I'm going to make sure that I say, hey, have you used your 30-day pass? Even if it's 6 months later, hey, that 30-day pass is good anytime you want to get started. Today's a good day. So I think that was the big mistake people made with that call to action at any kind of mom and me, dad and me, family fun is you give something to the parents, but you put that deadline on it. It may not fit their time frame. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Oh, Jason's got Virginia's website there. Good. Maybe Virginia will put who did her website. I wonder who did it. I don't know. All right, next question. And we're rolling through these questions, you guys. So definitely, if you have more questions, put them in there. Let's see. Maximum. The formula gives you a ballpark figure to consider. We charge 109 and it works. Good. Okay. Maximum researcher area, medium household income, takes the first two numbers below the comma and multiply by 2. For example, Flagstaff, Arizona has a medium household income of $57,000 and 350. Take 57 and times it by 2. Okay. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. I like that. Yeah, so that's about right because our average household income here is 140,000. So if we times that by 2, that's 280. Oh man, maybe we should be charging more. Maybe we should. Cool. Cool. All right. Next question. Pop it up there. Lorenzo. Thinking about adding 30-minute intros on the weekend instead of birthday parties. Birthdays are dead. I'm getting a lot of leads on my website. What are your thoughts on holding a free class for intros for 8 hours on the weekend? Lorenzo. First of all, birthday parties are not dead. We're in a pandemic. If I remember, you were charging up to $1,000 for a birthday party, and that became a revenue stream for you, in particular, being in Vegas, the glam, the flash, the lights. Yeah, Market Muscles did Steven Reinstein at Market Muscles did Virginia's site. Steven Reinstein used to be one of our sponsors, but Steven's on to doing other stuff. His websites are great. I'll give him a shameless plug, as I always have. Market Muscles makes great websites. So if you're looking for a website, see Steven Reinstein. Tell him Brannon sent you. Cool. So Lorenzo, Las Vegas is Las Vegas. Birthday parties aren't dead. We're in the middle of a pandemic. So it's smart because we are a brand new business. I've said that 1,000 times. What I think has helped us tremendously is when this pandemic started, I said, we're a brand new business. And my guys looked at me like, what? We've been around for 20 years. No, not like this. We haven't. No birthday parties, no indoor classes, no after school, no self-defense workshops, none of that stuff indoors. We're a brand new business. So Lorenzo, if you need to be a brand new business and move to intros on the weekend, I would definitely do that. The thing I want you to be mindful of, Lorenzo, is that, with your marketing, you change every other week. You're with some different marketer, and then this guy's the cat's meow. The next thing you know, he sucks, and you're on to another guy, and you're on to another guy. What I would look at is my discipline of sticking with somebody, because it's like a first date, right? Everybody's on their best behavior, and I can get you tons of leads. But Lorenzo, how big is your school? I bet your numbers haven't changed, or you've moved that needle much in the past year. One, due to the pandemic, but two, because we have to be mindful that leads are not what we want. Trials are not what we want. Even members are not what we want. What we want are relationships, right? And sure, if I get 300 leads and 2 people show up and 1 signs up, to me, those are crappy numbers, right? Facebook says 2 to 5% should be your return on investment. 2 to 5%. So, that's my challenge when you submit questions, and I watch you, Lorenzo, and I love you. I treat you like a son, right? Like that redheaded stepchild in the middle that you just want to kick once in a while. I'm going to say that because I love you, Lorenzo. Is that you always make these grandiose statements, and every other week it's someone different, right? We worked with one of your marketers and it wasn't the best experience. Then you went on to another guy, Blake, somebody, and I don't know who you're working with now. I would encourage you to stop that. I would encourage you to settle down, find somebody that shares the same values as you, and work with that, sir. And be very, very, very disciplined with that, and invest in relationships. Relationships are powerful. Cool. So yeah, would I do 30-minute intros? I don't know about group intros. I'm not big on group intros. It doesn't have the one-on-one love, and it kind of seems like an assembly line. You've got 20 people in this intro, and then you got to talk to each person after and try to sign them up. It's very impersonal. To me, it's like an episode of The Bachelorette, right? Yeah, how many guys in the beginning? 25, 30 guys? What the heck is that? I would never sit there in a room with 25 other guys vying for this one woman's attention, right? I think it's really silly. So it's the same thing here. You got 20 people in a room, and you're trying to get them all to sign up with you. I like one-on-ones. Those are powerful, right? What we do up until this day is you can either sign up straight away for a membership, and your first month is discounted at $99 with a uniform. And right after that, it starts charging you $169 for once a week or $209 for twice a week. Your call, right? That's automatic. Or if someone wants to try a free class, we're easy, because we have parents like that. You know that. Oh, well, I'm not sure I want to sign up yet. Can we just try a free class? No, you cannot. It's blasphemous. My trial says you must do this. No freaking way. Be flexible. You want to try a class? I'm okay. I'm okay. And we get that a lot because parents, they're uncertain if their child's going to take to it or not. And there is that type of parent, and we're good with it. We're good with it. So if you want to do 30-minute intros for 8 hours on a weekend, which I think is silly, because nobody's ever booked 8 hours of intros on a weekend at 30 minutes, not that I know of. Anyone's ever booked 8 hours of intros on a weekend? All right. So come on, Lorenzo. I want you to offer me something stronger, right? James, years ago, EFC put out a percentage breakdown of rent, payroll, and other expenses. What is your take on budgeting, and what guidelines do you use for your expenses? Might also be a good way to decide monthly tuition costs. Well, James, don't spend more than you make. That's the first thing. I recognize most martial arts schools have no budget at all. No budget. All they do is put all the money in the bank. At the end of the month, they pay all their bills, and whatever's left over, they live on. That's insane. That's insane, right? That's old thinking, and it needs to change. We work with profit first. We love profit first, James. So the 5 accounts. First account is income. Second account is taxes. That's not my money. Immediately on the 10th and the 25th, money goes into the tax account. Next account, owner's compensation. What do I need to live on? Next account, profit. I don't care if it's $1 a month. You need to take profit. And the last account is expenses, James. Can you believe it? We pay our expenses last. But it's that mindset is how you save money. See, well, what sense does it make? If I make $100, I spend 50, I have 50 in the bank to invest, to save, to put back into my business. I make $1 million and I spend $2 million, I'm in debt. And that's the American way, right? Everybody's in debt in America, right? 99.9% of the people, because that's how they're conditioned to believe. So if you want to make more money right now, cut your expenses. But more important than that, create a budget and stick to that budget. Stick to that budget. I think that's really, really, really important. And I understand my two biggest expenses will always be rent and payroll unless I own the building. Rent and payroll, rent and payroll. So we're always looking to cut that, to minimize that. But location, location, location. I like being next to Starbucks, 24-hour fitness, Subway sandwich. I enjoy that, being positioned and co-branding with big name brands. So we will go into commercial areas and pay that type of money, but we understand going in what kind of revenue we need to generate. With $15,000 a month rent, I need to make over $1 million a year. That's how our schools are set up. But if you were Jason, $695 a month. What the heck is that? $695 a month. My insurance payment for me and my family is like $2,000 a month. Wow, that's crazy, right? But I'm saying it's not. It's not. So when we're discussing take on budgeting and what guidelines do you use for your expenses, number one is have a budget, any kind of budget, right? Second, stick to it. Don't spend more money than you make. I see that all the time. All the time, the undiscipline of spending more money than you make. I drive a car that's 10 years old. I can go out right now with my credit and my position and buy a brand new car, right, at $100,000. Why? It doesn't make any sense, right? There's no money in that, right? It doesn't make you money. You lose money. So you want to be mindful how you spend and what you do. I know I am. I'm very mindful of that because you want to invest, you want to save, you want to, and that's why you think, look at all the people who made money last year in 2020 on the stock market. You have to have money to invest to begin with, right? Rolex watch, buy, 20 shares of Apple when it's split. I would have bought the 20 shares of Apple. Look where Apple is today. No, but I got to have the Rolex watch so you can say, look at me. Look at me. I got a Rolex watch. I'm a baller. No, you're not. You're in debt. You got a Rolex watch that isn't, depreciated the minute you bought that darn thing, right? But had you bought those 20 shares of Apple when they split, what would that be worth today? Think about it, right? And that's where I'm going with this. I think really what it is, James, is being budget minded to begin with, a numbers person to begin with, right? You need to be that part of your business. If you own a small business and you don't know numbers and you don't know how to budget or stick to the budget, you don't manage your finances well, you're done. Look how many professional athletes, entertainers end up bankrupt and penniless because they didn't manage their money properly from day one. Cool? Yeah, I'm passionate. Jason, we have a budget we developed with LC Accounting and set up the profit first for our company. Good. Yeah. Yep. I have a total budget and I stick to my budget, and I'm always asking, it was the end of the year, even with the money we make. Can I buy this computer, Letitia? Can we do this? Because I just want to be mindful, right? I don't want to spend mindlessly. Cool. Success Never Sleeps is sponsored by my studio, the app Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. All right. Keep those questions coming. We have lots of people today. Please say hi. I can see you up in the left-hand corner, but you're not saying hi in the comments. Make sure you say hi and you're entered into our drawing. We're giving away LC Accounting free consultation. Perfect time, January. Right, getting ready for those taxes in April. There's a lot of new things going on, like Letitia, caught the new law that our EIDL is forgiven. We have our paperwork in on our PPP. Anybody who's an LC Accounting client probably has their paperwork submitted for the next round of the PPP. Sensei Mish, not a question, just a comment. I would like to thank you for your live online courses and your guidance. Starting over with 0 students, I converted my curriculum into rotating. Yeah, you've worked hard on it, Sensei Mish, because to me, curriculum is like food in a restaurant. Food in a restaurant, and great curriculum is the product we serve, right? You have the food, that's the curriculum. You have the wait staff, that's your instructional staff. You have the ambiance, the really beautiful, nice school, and then you focus on customer service. We are a service-driven industry. Serve people really well and learn ways to serve them better. And your curriculum is number one. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to and worked with that are teaching the way their teacher taught them, and their teacher taught them, and their teacher taught them. Well, when I grew up, we punched on big duffel bags, army duffel bags filled with rocks, sawdust, and rags. We're not doing that anymore. We're using Wavemaster bags. So we need to evolve. And when we talk about curriculum development, Sensei Mish, you are so on point, because as you begin to open and you move, that's going to make a huge difference. I know, because our curriculum is so refined and so just, we're so on our curriculum. We just moved from indoor classes to virtual. It was like that, literally, as far as administering the curriculum. And that's what's brilliant about our curriculum. I think it's been huge for us. How many restaurants couldn't pivot well because they were dining in restaurants? These high-end restaurants could not pivot into takeout because their systems and their processes, right, and even the food they sold was designed for in-house only. In-house only. And so they couldn't pivot into takeout. Or somebody like a Chipotle, what, their stock was $451 a year ago. Now it's freaking $1,400. That's crazy. But it's not. But it's not. Hey, Pamela Richardson Nowak. Nowak? Hello from Charlotte, North Carolina. My sister's out. Is my sister in North or South Carolina? I always say that. Good. Stephanie from Munich. Hey, Stephanie. Vic. Hello, Brannon. Victor from Columbia, South Carolina. Friend of Mike Bank. Michael Banks. Yes. Good man. Okay, Virginia, ideas for indoor Valentine's themes event for the community to host inside my school. It's too cold here for outdoor stuff, cool, but I also want to be sure we're staying safe and keeping numbers low, social distancing. You know what we do? And because we get, we have a lot of people come through our Easter party. What we did, Virginia, which was very cool, we did Easter egg hunts every 15 minutes. People walked in the school. The first thing they did was take a picture. Make sure you got a nice, decent camera set up with a backdrop, right? Take their picture, put it on the cardstock frame that you make with Journey, Happy Valentine's Day, blah, 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 and you give that to them. You know why? That picture will sit on the refrigerator for months and months and months and months, which keeps your brand in their mind constantly. So that picture is gold. A picture speaks 1,000 words. We still have those pictures. And my wife hangs them on the fridge, right? So you want to do that first. Second, they moved right into our arts and crafts room. And of course, they should be making Valentines. Get something at Oriental Trading, something like that, that's fast and easy to make. And if it's pre-cut, that saves too, right? They've got that really soft, rubbery felt stuff where it's literally a heart, all these different things you could put on it, letters, other things. So it's a simple art project they can do. On your mats, have games. Have games. Right? And then maybe they stand up and say one thing why they love their mom or their dad or whoever they're with, right? My mommy's my Valentine's because she tucks me in at night. Tears, tears, tears. Everybody in the room cries. And we were rotating people through like that, literally every 30 minutes, Virginia. And with the social distancing and the spacing, that would work really well. Just visualize that. How much time does that take? I walk in, temperature check, I'm cool. I come over here, I take a picture, click, click, click. So now your staff has time to print it on the spot. Then I move into the arts and crafts room. I make the art project, another 15 minutes. Now you're 30 minutes into the gig. I go out here, I do a couple fun games, maybe get some Valentine's candy, 15 minutes with my kid. So you can rotate a group in and out in about 30 to 45 minutes. Imagine if you did that for 4 hours, 4 different groups, whatever your capacity is allowed inside. And then as I walk out, there's my frame, my cardstock frame, and I walk out with my picture. You see that? Pretty cool, right? And we did that with the Easter egg party on Easter. So that works really well because you do have to stay safe and keep your numbers low. So I think it's a matter of having them sign up to my studio, right? And have party 1 at 1 o'clock, party 2 at 2 o'clock, party 3 at 3 o'clock, party 4, party 5. Who cares? The point is you want them in there, right? You want them in there. And then maybe have a 2-for-1 special for Valentine's, especially if it's a brand new son and daughter. Right? I mean, father and son or mom and son, whatever. You got a brand new, do a 2-for-1 special, right? 2 people for the price of 1 for your first month. That can go over really well. Cool? And I hope those are some good ideas to get you thinking. But, we know Valentine's is about making a Valentine, right? So that's really fun. You could take the love coloring sheet I mean, that's a great one. We've done that one before too, where they sit down together from the Kids Love Life Skills and they'll color the love coloring sheet. And for participating in the games and for doing the coloring sheet and all that, everybody gets a love badge. Promoting life skills, promoting your culture. So I hope those are all great ideas. I think the big thing whenever I'm mixing parents and kids together in events, I don't try to sell martial arts classes. That's the biggest mistake you can make. Is you sit there for 45 minutes trying to cram a martial arts class down their throat, and every other 5 minutes is if you sign up today, if you sign up today. Eliminates the whole Disney experience. The whole Disney experience. And you know why I liken that to? You know, the only time Disney whips out the big things of balloons and the guy on the cart selling stuff is when there's the parade. But you walk into Disneyland, there's nobody selling you anything. You walk in there, and it's just like downtown Disney and Main Street, and it's a wonderful experience, right? But imagine if the minute you walk through the dates of Disneyland, hi, buy this, hi, buy this, hi, buy this, boom, shut down, done. Right? There's no Disney experience. So be mindful of that. And I've witnessed that at birthday parties. I've witnessed that at those types of events. All they do is sell me. Someone's walking around with a clipboard and it's ugly. It's uncomfortable. I just want to be at this Valentine's thing with my kid and chill out and have fun. And every other 5 minutes, you're asking me, hey, have you thought about martial arts? Just don't do that. Don't do that. Because what are we about? Relationships. What are we about? Relationships. Cool. Hey, Steph, what's happening? Letitia, South Carolina. She's always going to give me shit on that. North, South, right? North, South. I have to think. S, South. I don't know how I'm ever going to remember that. I can never remember that. It's like a mental block. Cool. Next question. What do we got? I love questions. You guys are so on it. This is a big one. Okay. I want to talk about this because somebody came at me and logos on the gi or on the back of the gi. Should I add them or keep them traditional? If I do them, should they be embroidered, silkscreen, or a large badge that is sewn on? All right, James. So, first thing I want to share with that is we have to be mindful of the cost. Now, I know to get a little left pocket embroidered is about $9 for the embroidery. $9 for this little embroidery. On the back, I can only imagine some big giant one martial arts. We did that, but when we went through China, right, with one of our uniform vendors, it was Vision. We went through China, we were paying about $25 a uniform for embroidered back, embroidered front. They sewed down the sides because it was a Taekwondo uniform and they shortened the sleeves, right? It was a really nice ribbed uniform. We love it. We wear it to this day. So that was $25. By the time shipping and everything, we ended up selling that uniform for $65. Then we asked ourselves the question, does it really make that much of a difference if is the back embroidered or not? Yeah, it's a really nice high-end uniform, but I always want to pass the savings on to my students. Honestly, as far as marketing go, does it make a difference whether it's silkscreen or embroidered? No, it doesn't. Not at all. Would I make sure to put something on the back? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have my small logo on the front, big logo on the back, right? It's great for demos. It's great, for presentations. It's great when someone's walking down the street. And again, it's branding, right? We love that branding that goes with that. Does it really matter if it's embroidered or silkscreen? No. I think it's cost. Really, it's about cost. And if you go with a good silk screener, a really good one, they're going to put a white undercoat under whatever logo they're going to silk screen on top, and it's not going to crack or any of that. Now, if you're jujitsu, that's a different day. You're rubbing up against the uniform, you're grabbing it, you're pulling it apart. So silkscreen one wouldn't probably work very well on a jujitsu uniform. Just like you wouldn't see a thin, lightweight uniform in jujitsu, right? Yeah. So I think it depends upon what system you're teaching. What is your end game? If my end game is to have this special uniform for my black belt club, masters club, fine. But for us, we run the same. Everybody's equal. So I want to have something they can all get that's affordable, and it's something that's durable still. But again, no one cares. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to go, ooh, this is embroidered versus it's not. But we've done a combination of both. You know what we did not too long ago? We did embroidery on the front and we did silk screen on the back. Because that big giant silk screen on the back, if that was embroidered, that would have cost me $25 alone just for the embroidery. If this little pocket was $9, think about that. So we did a combination. So there's no right or wrong with that. I think what I would do is look at cost and make sure I'm passing the savings on to my students. And of course, still representing my brand really, really well. Does Starbucks have shirts that are silkscreen? Yeah. Do they have stuff that's embroidered? Yeah. They do. They both. But do I think it affects marketing one way or the other? No. You'll find silkscreen stuff at Disney and you'll find embroidered stuff at Disney. No. I don't think as far as it's going to hurt the marketing either way. Okay. This has been an awesome 2 weeks with brand new classes. I put my thinking cap on. Good for you, Steph. Good. Next question. Jason, I've had lots of requests to become a charter homeschool vendor. Very popular in our community. Okay, write that down. Very popular in our community to be a homeschool vendor. Okay, write it down. This would open up opportunities to serve more families. Are any of you have something similar? They still come to my school during our regular class schedules, okay? But the families use charter school funds to pay for memberships. The charter school pays me. Is this a good opportunity or is this a disaster in disguise? Well, I live by the old Chinese proverb, never say no to money. And no matter how they're going to pay you, for us, and we're with the charter school system. So just so you know that we work with them pretty closely. And other than it takes a long time to get the money because you normally do the service and they pay you every quarter, things like that. I think it's awesome, sir, because they're still paying full price, right? Which is good. They're paying you full price. And it serves a demographic that probably couldn't afford your services to begin with. So I think it really helps the community that we work with these programs. As I said, there's a little more paperwork. You have to jump through a few more hoops. You don't get the money every month. I think we get it every quarter, but I'm okay with that because they appreciate that you're willing to go that extra mile and give back to a sector of your community that may not be able to afford you under normal circumstances. So I don't think it's a disaster at all. If you're patient and you're willing to understand that there is paperwork and you don't get paid, like you do with someone paying you with a credit card every month. Other than that, money's money. I don't see anywhere for disaster in there at all. I think it's a huge benefit and that it supports, right? Yeah, Jason, it can work. Just sometimes people don't keep track of how much funds they have available. So you end up not getting paid. Yeah, we keep good track of that, Virginia. And I think that's the important part, right? And if the funds are coming out of a group that's a bigger group, an organization, you will get paid. We've always gotten paid from Ocean Grove, from the Children's Council. We've always gotten paid. But again, it's up to us to stay up on it because it is a government agency and they've got lots of different things to do. So as long as you're on top of that and you're good with it, you're going to, again, do something very good for your community because you're serving a demographic. There, see, Nicholas, I'm a vendor for the charter school, right? Yeah, Letitia, it's an amazing opportunity. It is. It is because we're serving people, right? And again, don't say no to money. So it's not a recipe for disaster. No way, no way, no way. Yep. Next question. That's all right. We're doing good. We got about 5 minutes left in the show. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in there. I'm going to plug a couple of things. I have my creating content webinar coming up, folks. And I want you to be there. Creating content is one of the most overlooked aspects of a business, not just martial arts business, dry cleaner, restaurants, everybody overlooks creating content. But you know what? Again, we just worked with another Facebook group, and I don't think their content was inspiring at all. Was it, K1? Not at all. Emojis, stock photos, copy that was pretty weak. The marketing companies don't spend time doing that because if they really spent time cultivating content unique to you and your why and your purpose and your brand, that would cost you that's a lot of money because just the research and discovery meetings, you'd have to sit there with a Facebook marketer. And that's what we ended up doing. We're trying to explain to them who we are and why we do what we do. And it ended up being a wash in the end. It really did. We learned a lot, which is good. And we understand now with the people we're working with, we cultivate the content. And if it's something that doesn't fit their little mold, then we'll pivot. But overall, it's really important to me that when you create content, you need to understand that you are the storyteller, you are the architect. You should be cultivating that. Make no mistake, no mistake. Well, I'm not a good writer. Well, you don't have to be a good writer. You become a good writer through practice. You sucked at martial arts at one point, but through practice and being diligent, you became great at it. It's the same thing here. When I started writing, I was terrible. I went to MA Success and I wanted to write for John Corcoran because I knew he was the editor of Black Belt Magazine. He's the editor of MA Success. He wrote that one big book, Who's Who. He was very reputable. I went to write for MA Success through 7 or 9 features. I don't even remember now. And he took me to school, God rest his soul. John Corcoran is brilliant. And he taught me to write all the way up until I wrote my book, Live, Learn, Grow. So I consider myself a great writer. It's something I nurture constantly. I believe I can teach you to write content, subject lines for emails, what goes into your social media post. How about your website? How about your blogs? How about something as simple as a push notification, right? Or a text. And you should always be cultivating your brand. You'll find live your best life, which is our mantra, right? Why do you come to One Martial Arts? We help you live your best life. Even if it's Instagram, it'll say hashtag live your best life somewhere in there, right? New year, new you. You want to live your best life with our fitness kickboxing program? Hey, kids get better grades living their best life in our virtual programs. We're always cultivating a why, a why, a why. And I posted that video yesterday about the antagonist. Every good story has an antagonist, right? The opposition, the challenge. So if you discover what is the antagonist in a social media post, something as simple as, "Hey moms, you deserve some much needed me time," right? There's the challenge. There's the antagonist. Mom needing me time. Well, join us every morning for a, heart pounding, butt kicking, music laden workout. Whatever the solution is, and you're the answer. Right? So creating content's an art form. And you witness people like Virginia. She's become great, but she was a great writer before, we started working together. But you'll see Virginia's stuff. Jason's becoming a great content writer, right? He's learning. Marco Mazzola's great at what he does. Everybody's beginning to cultivate their brands. Even my sister, Elsie Accounting, is cultivating her brand and telling stories, right? You need to tell stories. You need to become that authority. I say expert is such a terrible word, but an authority on whatever subject it is, right? Yeah. Ooh, look at Virginia. Here, the virtual schools always pay academic curriculum costs first. Good. And anything left over can go for extracurriculars. I'm not even privy to what people's available funds balance actually is when they come to me wanting. Yeah, we're not either. We have no idea how much is in their fund accounts. We just get paid. And we've always gotten paid. Ask Letitia. She runs a charter school for homeschool kids. And so, I mean, the money's there. They're not going to sit there and enroll these kids unless the money's there. We probably have a dozen kids, that are on some kind of financial support, and we dig it. We dig it. We dig it. James, sir, I referred a school owner a few miles from you to you and your content. Someone asked me why. Why? I asked why not. What is your thoughts? Sir, I referred a school owner a few miles from you. A few miles. Oh. To you and your content. Yeah, you should. I mean, because we're not in competition with the guy down the road. And we're one of the only industries that do that. Well, his price is lower, so I'm going lower. I've got like 5 Chinese restaurants in a row, Asian restaurants, Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese. They don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody's competing with anybody. They're competing with themselves. And once we get our head past that, we're in great shape. My San Francisco location, we have 3-4 schools within a 4-block radius. I don't care. I don't know what they charge. I don't know what they do. So if you're referring people, James, to me and my content, rock and roll. Because the more better schools we have, the better off we're going to be. It doesn't help you if somebody goes into this school and gets a horrible experience, right? And now they're not even going to come over to you to get information. They're done, right? So that fear that we live in, someone's going to take your students and all that stuff, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It's just such a waste of energy. And I see it all the time. It goes back to the old thing. My Eagle Claw is better than your Tiger Kung Fu. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? Oh, well, I can kick your butt. Tell that to Ali. He's gone. Again, he ain't kicking nobody's butt. He's up in heaven just looking down going, hey, make some peace and happiness and let's roll, right? Because eventually you're going to get old, your skills are going to get diminished. So if you're living by this ego of, I've got to be the best fighter in the room, that's a done day. I did that with one school when I was 19. My school was gone in 9 months because all my ego wanted to do was fight every night. Every night was fight night. And it's a waste of energy. So I'm grateful to you, James, that you're referring me and my content to a school a few miles away. Absolutely. Freaks people out, right? Like my instructor, anytime he fought, he smiles. That scares me, man. Some guy sits there across from you in a ring and he's smiling at you. That's a bad day. It's a bad day, right? So if you want to kill him with kindness, James, and they're going, why is this guy referring people and giving me information? Good for you, sir. Good for you. Yep, Letitia, we always get paid from charter schools. So I think I know we're beating that one like a dead dog. But yeah, you should be a vendor. Cool. All right. Any other questions? Put them in there, folks. Put them in. Put them in. It's been a great show today, and it's because of you. I'm glad we've gone back to the Q&A format because it's so engaged, and I really dig, hanging out with you guys and just talking shop. And this is where you get some of the best learning. But if you don't take any of this learning that resonates with your values and apply it, it's useless. It's really, really useless. Cool. So getting back to creating content, get signed up for it, right? Again, a lot of people won't invest in it. I guarantee you, every time I do a freaking webinar that says how to get 10 more students, everybody and their grandmother's on it, right? But this is sophisticated. And if you have the type of vision, you're that type of architect, please learn to cultivate content for subject lines for emails themselves, email flows, e-newsletters, blogs, social media posts, right? And they're different. They're different. Long copy, short copy, hashtags. But it's really in creating content. I'm not about the nuts and bolts. I'm really about helping you hone your why. I posted that yesterday. Anyone attending the event, I want you to come up with a 3 to 5 word tagline that describes your brand and why in 3 to 5 words. What's Nike? Just do it. What's Apple? Think different. What's One Martial Arts? Live your best life. What's Brannon Beliso? It's time. Live your best life. What's my whole purpose? Live your best life. It's clear as day, right? Marco, circling back to the first question today, we just got asked to do 2 classes once a month for one of our local elementary schools from the PTO. They offered to pay us, but we said we would do it at no cost. They really could only afford about $200 to $300 a month. We figured the potential for doing it for the schools at no cost and the potential for community goodwill will always outweigh the potential of a few $100s. You're right, sir. And I agree with you, Marco. If someone offered me $200 to $300, I would say, keep your money. So down the road when I'm going to say, hey, can you put in the email that you send out to everybody in the school district through the PTO promoting our summer camps? Would you do that for us? They will, especially if you have a relationship, right? So again, that vision as an architect of your business, the visionary, don't be short-sighted. Oh, I'm going to make $200 to $300. Yeah. But if I knew if I forgot the $200 to $300, I bypassed it, the goodwill, what I would get from the relationship is phenomenal, right, Marco? Yeah, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Good. Jason got signed up for creating content. Yep. I am a content creator. You see it. Videos every day, card videos, memes, posts. We're always posting. Look at our social media presence. And if you want to grow, you subscribe to our One Martial Arts Friends and Family. We have our business page for SF and Millbrae. They're 2 separate pages, but we also have our One Martial Arts Friends and Family. I think we've raised our game tremendously, virtual by default, but overall, look at our Instagram. Our posts are pretty diverse now. They're native. They're organic to the environment, right? And I think they're on point. They really are. And we do a good mix of stuff. Yeah, see, Marco says they called us first because of all of the free events and cotton candy we have done for them. And we do that too. I mean, we're huge on goodwill. I just was asked to be the MC for the Millbrae Educational Foundation virtual event coming up on February 27th. My face will be in front of 400 to 500 people virtually. Go figure. Should I wear One Martial Arts? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. So, but they know us. They know who we are in Millbrae. They know One Martial Arts as a giver. We are a giver. You can count on us. You saw us do the toy drive in December. We brought in like 600 toys. It was insane the number of toys we brought in. We were always visible in the community. We were always giving back, and we will always do that. I believe in community-based marketing, especially for a small school owner. Earn people's trust, and once they trust you, if and when they're ready to do business, they will come to you. But I never scroll through my newsfeed looking for martial arts. I scroll through my newsfeed and something engages and connects me, right? It really is important to do that, right? But I want it in my wheelhouse. I put some, GIF of somebody, I don't know, doing a backflip in a tutu. That has nothing to do with my martial arts school. Well, all the algorithms have tested it, and a lot of people look at the guy doing the backflip in the tutu. It's got nothing to do with my brand. I don't care. I want to make sure whatever photo I put there, whatever copy I put there shows my brand. Because if I consistently market that brand, I earn trust. And I earn people's trust. Trust is the last true form of marketing. I will say that in the world of fake news and misinformation, they said something like 95% was really outrageous number. Anything people see on the internet, they distrust. They distrust. It's been conditioned in our brain about misinformation and fake news that anything we see at social media, we're going to second guess. We're never going to take anything at face value ever again. So no matter how honest and transparent your post is, people are going to go, I don't know about that, because I've been brainwashed into believing everything at social media is laden with misinformation and fake news, right? So people need to see that message again and again and again and again and again. And the more they see that message, a consistent message, the better opportunity you have of earning their trust in a way that they feel they can truly trust you. Cool? All right. So let's do our winner. Everybody share the live feed. So who is going to be our big winner today of the free 30-minute financial consultation with LC Accounting? Who is our winner today? K1. Today's winner is Pamela Richardson Nowak. You're our winner, man. Good for you. Good for you. So we'll make sure we hook you and Letitia up and you can enjoy that. One of the things I encourage everybody to read is Profit First. Get on the Profit First bandwagon. Make sure that you get your budget together, because that's the death of most businesses. They don't budget. They don't pay attention to that. Last year, I think I took couple of short trips, one because of the pandemic, but everything was driving trips, very short. Even me and my wife were very mindful how we spent our money last year. Right? Marco, yeah, thank you. Big congratulations to Pamela. Yay, Pamela, she's still here. All right, Pamela. So we'll connect you with Letitia and you can get signed up on that, all right? So let's begin by thanking our sponsors today. Everybody give love to our sponsors. Reach out to my studio. Reach out to Kids Love Life Skills and LC Accounting. Tell them that you saw them here at Success Never Sleeps so they can realize it's a good investment to sponsor what we do. Cool. Yeah, I want to thank my studio, Kids Love Life Skills, LC Accounting again. You're awesome. Congratulations to Pamela Richardson Nowak on being our winner today. I'm inviting you. Please join me for creating content. You want to be there February 6th, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Get signed up and be ready to write. I'm not a good writer. I don't care. You're going to learn to write. Right? Don't spend money on all these Facebook people. You have to learn to become that architect. The more you write, the more confidence you build. The more confidence you build, the more trust you'll have in creating content, right? Content is king. We know that. I want to also invite you to be part of my It's Time group mentoring. We're getting ready to start that on February 1st. Our first experience, our first module is creating a success mindset. We're actually working on a better platform. Thank you to Kat. Kat gave us some advice, and some of it's outdated, so I'm going to work on that and get the first experience up to par. But it's 12 months of group mentoring. We're going to do sessions together, as well as cultivate that mindset, the team, the rotating curriculum, social media, the systems, becoming the leader. I mean, there's so many elements that I think are groundbreaking, right? When we talk about becoming a leader, it's not adding a leadership club to your business. It's really learning how to be a great contemporary leader. You need that in today's business world. You simply do. Understanding your values and defining them and creating your purpose statement. All these things that big companies like Apple, Nike, Zappos, Google invest in. They invest millions of dollars into culture development. And every study has proven that a purpose-driven company is much more successful, not only happier, everyone's happier being in a purpose-driven company. So, this group mentoring program is pretty intense. And it's month to month. It's pretty simple. If you don't like it, you can quit. But on the flip side, what's going to be different for me, if you don't do the work and you don't keep up, we're going to kick you out. That's what's going to be different, because I'm about relationships, and I don't feel good taking people's money. It's only what, $99 a month is the early sign up, right? And it goes up to 150. I'm not good taking even $1 of your money if I don't see you getting benefit out of it. So that's what's going to be different. Last year with the pandemic, I was a little loose on that, but this time, no way. You don't do the work, we're going to kick you out. All right. So get signed up for the It's Time group mentoring. It's going to be a wild 12 months. I promise you. I promise you. Cool, cool, cool. So I want to thank you for being here today for Success Never Sleeps. Thank you to K1 holding down the fort, flashing up all our graphics, doing that kind of stuff. I love you, you know. And I know this pandemic's rough. For many of us, we're still in the middle of it. We're not like the schools that have been open since June. So we're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep lifting each other up. We don't suffer from crab mentality where everyone's pulling down the guy in the top of the barrel to try to get out. No, I'll always be the guy pushing the rock right with you, like the Facebook meme. Cool? Hey, I'm Brannon Beliso. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want you to find me at Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, of course. And for everything else, go to BrannonBeliso.com. I look forward to you signing up for group mentoring. I look forward to seeing you at the Creating Content webinar. Share this. Join our disruptor group, right? There's like files in there, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of files that you should be looking at and discovering to better your business. Cool? I'm Brannon Beliso. Until we talk again, you go out there